Okay, so there's a lot of stigmas with Black people and mental health, why they're not getting it, why they see it's a taboo topic, why we're going to talk about why we just, don't seek it as much as other races do. And I've done some research, and it's a lot. It's actually kind of disturbing, the facts that I have found out. So I'm just gonna, get into it. So what they say, statistics, I've got my research also from places, a lot of different websites that I'll mention toward the end of my video, and also a lot of resources where you can get some help if you want to go and get help for, and you have some mental health issues that you want to deal with. None of my business, not trying to ask, but just want to put that out there. This is an awareness show today. And for those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Miss Tiff Dance. My channel is for single parents and career-minded individuals to promote and encourage a better quality of life, healthy mind, and dancing through life while you do it. So, excuse me, my voice is a little hoarse for whatever reason. I don't know. It does this on and off. So, some statistics about mental health are Black and Latino are least likely to get help. 25% of Blacks exposed to violence are at risk for PTSD. 25% of Black people, they have no insurance, which is another reason why they don't get the help that they may need. 4% of psychologists are Black, which is a very, very low amount. Suicide is the third leading cause of death among African Americans between the ages of 15 and 24. And Blacks are more likely than whites to report emotional distress, sadness, hopelessness, and, all of those things, like, the symptoms of mental health. They're reported that they're more likely to report them, but they don't go see the therapy. White people are more likely to see therapy, according to the research and the studies that I've done. So, no insurance. It's a good one, but it's a bad one. I think that mental health should be free. And the state where I'm at, what do you call it? I think there's been about 300 murders so far. And it's only like the middle of July, which is very sad. So a lot of that, of course, has to do with mental health. I wanted to talk about the emo trend that is out here. When I was around, I heard it was here since the 80s. But when I was growing up, I never heard of this emo stuff. It's a trendy thing. I think my nieces had told me about it. And it's like kind of trendy to be sad and depressed. And I always thought that was a bad thing, that no one wants to feel like that, but they do. And I think Juice WRLD, that rapper who died, I think by stuffing some I forgot how he died. I think it had something to do with a search by the cops or something. But anyway, not to go into that because that's off topic. But he had an emo rap lifestyle, and in a couple of his songs, I looked at some of the lyrics. I mean, I heard Lucid Dreams, and it said, "I take prescription drugs to make me feel okay, and I know it's all in my head. Thoughts of a wedding ring, though I think I'm better off dead," or something like that. So he's basically saying in his songs that he's better off dead, and he's taking the prescription drugs to numb his pain instead of going to go ahead and get the therapy that he sounds like he needs. Now, I'm not sure if he was therapy. I didn't know him personally. I did know that I did like his music, even though it was kind of, melancholy. It had some catchy tunes, to a couple. One of his songs called Paranoid. It said, I'm in love with downers and it's providing me depression and over the counters. So he's basically talking about this and being open and candid about his use of prescription drugs or things to help numb his pain instead of going to get the therapy that he so much needs, and probably would have helped him be here today if he had gotten it, if they had caught it in due time. But, he's not the only person or group. I heard of a group called Bad Habits. They have an emo lifestyle. I'm not very familiar with the group, but during my research, I saw that was one that was like into the emo thing. And I really can't really comment too much on the emo lifestyle. I just know it's like dark and they wear dark clothes, and they say it's a direct link with self-mutilation, which is cutting yourself. And emo has a close relationship. So that sounds like all mental health, but even though they're saying that it's not. I'm sorry. Oh, how did I turn on me? So anyway, yeah, that it's kind of trendy to have mental health, which I would never imagine that makes sense to me personally. I feel like the self-mutilation thing amongst that emo community is pretty prevalent, and it's not taken serious. It's yet glorified instead, and that creates a trend of children growing up thinking that this is okay, or teenagers. It's more of a teenage thing, which is not exactly cool if you're, let's say, a mentally healthy person. But if some lyrics that we are poisoning our body with are making us subjected to want to hurt ourselves and to put ourselves at risk of harm and abuse, then we might need to change the lyrics that we are, listening to, what goes in your ear. So let's see, what else? We want to talk about stigmas with mental health. Okay. So there's a lot of stigmas why Black people don't give therapy. It's very common to hear people say, Black people don't see therapists. Like, no, are you crazy? You're Black, you don't get therapists. That's for, white people. That's for Asian people. That's for Indian people. It's just not for Black people, which is such a shame to hear, because mental health is starting to become more prevalent. You don't hear about things until somebody goes and blow up the school or comes into school, starts shooting, and, really big situations. But it's the small situations, that start with the depression and loneliness that go untreated that lead to those bigger things that, wait a minute, 1 second. I hope I'm still going. It says my connection is unstable. Can you type in the comment section if you see me still? Because it's saying, please wait while we try reconnecting. And I am not sure that it says my connection is good. I don't know. All right. Sorry about this. See, this is how I know this subject is to be talked about, because it's saying that, okay, somebody said I see it. All right, cool. All right. So yeah, until some big major thing happens. Thank you. Okay. All right, good. I'm glad everybody sees me clear. Till something major happens, nobody really talks about mental health, but it should be stopped in its tracks beforehand. And I personally think it should be free. But I understand it's not a nonprofit that gives it, even though they should start some nonprofits to give free mental health services. But I know that psychologists and psychiatry is a paid business where, it's not for profit. I mean, it is for profit because you have to make your money. But at the same time, it's sad because, you don't want it to be a situation where people want to shoot themselves in the head, but there's nobody there to stop them because they can't afford to get stopped. So they have to go ahead and do what, they got to do and deal with their pain the best way they know how, or the saddest way they know how, regardless. So another stigma is Black people think they're going to get judged. So if you get mental health help, you get therapy, Black people, it's common to say their fear of being judged. No one's going to judge you, okay? And if they do, forget them. It's better people are here, alive, and able to see another day. And if they do get judged, so be it. It's better to be safe than sorry. That's how I feel. But I always have a mentality that I don't care what anybody says. I'm doing what I want to do, how I want to do it, when I want to do it. And if you don't like it, miss me. It's cool. So another stigma is that there's a fear that if I have these issues for a whole lifetime, who's going to help me with my issues in a matter of a few sessions if I've been dealing with them for a lifetime? Such a myth. There's people who can help. There might be people who can help that are really good in a few sessions. They may be a little bit on the pricier side, but we'll talk about cost in a little bit. There's answers for that too. That's another misconception that people have that is really, really sad. That know-it-all mentality. It's kind of like a know-it-all. Like, who can help me? Nobody can help me. I got this. I'm gonna deal with it my own way. People think it is too expensive. 63% say that getting mental health help is a sign of being weak. And that is horrible. No, it's a sign of being strong. It's the total opposite. So weakness is a sign of not getting the mental health treatment. When you do get your mental health help, that's a sign of strength. That's a sign of saying, hey, I can do this. I know I can conquer my fears. I know I can conquer, what's going on in my head, because I'm not capable to do it alone. And everybody needs support. Everybody needs help. So that mental health counselor or therapist is that support or help that you might need to battle whatever you're going through. They say, yeah, that's another thing. People say it's being a sign of being soft. It's like, it's not. It's really not. It's not a sign of being soft. It's a sign, again, of power. Empowering yourself. It's a sign of being strong. It's a sign of, you're going to handle your business, because if you don't, who's going to do it for you? And it's funny that you say that. Yeah, a lot of guys don't like to get mental health help. Goes along with the fear of being judged. It's shameful. Black people think it's embarrassing. And it's a lot of confidentialities and HIPAA laws now that you don't have to, they're not legally bound to share the business. Your business is your business. That's between you and your therapist. There's contracts and written paperwork you must sign that before you do it. But nobody going to tell what's going on with you. So it's very sad that a lot of people think that in the Black community that that mental health, getting help, it makes you weak. It makes you soft, makes you like, I don't know, whatever. But it's just lies. Some people in the Black church also say this is a stigma. It's a curse by God, or it's a punishment from God if you have a mental health help. So not true. So not true. We just had COVID, which was crazy. Like, that was horrible. I'm sure mental health went up. Divorce rates did. So I'm sure mental health went up. It's not a punishment by God. It's not a punishment. We deal with so many things on a day-to-day basis as being humans, living life, work, stress, kids, you name it. It's a lot going on. So a lot of Black people think this, you can just pray it away, just say some prayer. And you know what? I believe in the power of prayer myself personally, but it's nothing wrong with getting the assistance that God put on the earth to get. So I say, you guys, these stigmas are unbelievable, but these are people, they hold true to it. And also, they say for a fact, if mental health is going untreated, Black men specifically are more vulnerable to alcohol, jail, homicide, and homelessness. if they don't take care of their mental health. So it's real simple. Nip things in the bud first before it escalates, because once it escalates, it's going to spiral out of control, domino effect, and the worst could happen. Recognizing it is the main key. But people don't do that. They just say, oh, I can't, whatever, just kind of sweep it under the rug and, self-medicate. Yep, that's true. It's a lot. So it's kind of sad. So another fact is 25% of Black people get therapy compared to 40% of white people get therapy. 25% of Black people have no insurance to get therapy. And another fact, I found this interesting in doing some research. Dr. Martin Luther King, he battled with depression, and nobody knew that I Have a Dream speech maker and the March on Washington, leader had battled with depression, but he too had the stigma and refused therapy because he thought that getting therapy amongst Black people was taboo. To learn that about Martin Luther King is just like, wow, you never know. Men in power, may be in power, but not have power in all aspects of life. Just because you're a leader in one aspect does not mean, in all. So what I think is that some people have to face their own fears, and getting help makes you more open to revisiting that trauma, that pain that hurt you or haunted you for years. And it's easier to keep it hidden than to face your own guilt or to face that hard, tough circumstance that may have happened to you that you want to bury, that rape, that molestation, that, abuse, physical abuse, that, being abandonment, all those things. It may be easier to push that away and sweep it under the rug than to face it head on. Facing it head on, that's not weakness. Facing it head on is strength. Facing it head on is smart. It's a sign of wisdom. It's a sign of, okay, I'm ready because I want more out of life. And a lot of Black people also, to go back to the stigmas, they think that, okay, how can a person who is of an Asian, white, Indian descent help me with my problems? And there are therapists that are Black. Matter of fact, I'm going to get to it in just 1 second because this is a short live stream. There are therapists who are Black who can help you. You don't have to go to a different race if you feel more comfortable in your own. And I mean, I kind of get this. When you're raised a certain way, not everybody you feel like can understand you. You don't want to have to explain, being hit by the extension cord or the broom or whatever your parent can find to pick up in their hand to spank you behind with, because in other cultures, it may be seen as, oh my gosh, this is severe abuse, but it's normalized in the Black community. I know a lot of Black people who got hit with, and I'm not laughing, it's just like, a lot of Black people who think this is normal to get hit with a brush, where a white person or a Latino, an Asian person might say, oh my gosh, you got hit with a brush. Oh my goodness, you're going through trauma. Nah, I just had a mama who wasn't putting up with that mess, who was not dealing with that bull, and we accept this and we embrace it. So explaining your traumas to another race, it might not be easy. I can understand that. And that's one stigma that I can understand. You don't want to have to tell them, why, or explain rap songs or explain songs that people might not get, or, it's why it's very good to do your research on mental health and the therapist that's right for you. And they have a lot of resources. But if you don't get mental health, that's real sad. But one thing people should not do that I have personally witnessed before my eyes is that, they don't get it. They tell other people not to get it, like their own children not to get it. And that's not fair. If you don't get it, that's sad. That's on you. It's very sad to see, but don't tell your children not to get it and have an attitude. I know, personally, people who have done that, and people have came to me and asked me to get therapy. And, I had to talk to so-and-so and say, hey, I think they need therapy. Oh, no, they don't need the therapy. All they need to go is God and it'll be okay. And I'm just like, oh, I got yelled at. I got cussed out for suggesting to get help. I'm just trying to save a life. Can I be a superhero? Can I wear my cape and try to put on my cape and save a life today so people can go get therapy just a little bit? But I get cussed out. You know why? Because that person probably would have made them feel guilty because their child would be getting therapy for something that they had something to do with, you know? So people who refuse it just don't want to face their own fears. They don't want to face their own guilt. And that's a problem, you know? But if you don't want to do it, don't discourage other people not to do it. Because that's not cool. Because somebody might be really struggling and it's a matter of maybe that therapist can connect and save a life. Maybe they don't want to share stuff with you that they want to share with that person or something. But yeah, so a lot of people don't know this, but even at your job, it is completely confidential. They have the EAP program, was the Employee Assistance Program, which they give you like a certain amount of 3 to 5 free counseling sessions. Here, free, FREE, free therapy sessions for people who are experiencing stress that work at a certain job. And then I guess, I don't know, maybe you have to pay for it afterwards or whatever. Nowadays is the time of social media. There's support groups for everything. So you can also join a support group to help you. I don't know if you want to go to I Am Depressed social group on Facebook, because I don't know if they have an anonymous button or not. But if you have something that you don't mind seeing that is publicized, then, I'd say try to join a support group, or if not on Facebook or something anonymous. But if you research them, they have support groups. Just kind of depends on where you look. Also, a lot of people don't know this either. They have sliding scales. So if you go and, I can't afford that $100 for Dr. Martin to, give me the counseling for my severe anxiety due to the rape that I had when I was 14, or something like that. Then they say, oh, well, Jessica, you can, we'll give you a sliding scale. Can you afford $25 per session? Oh, okay, I think I can do that. Then Jessica gets the treatment that she needs because they came to an agreement. So a sliding scale is like an agreement. You can do $25, $10. It kind of depends up to you and that therapist. Also, they have interns. They have interns who work there who are psychologists in training, and sometimes an actual psychologist may be in the room while they train, or apprenticeships. But basically, until they get their actual technical license, these are students. And you may think, oh, they're not knowledgeable or whatever, but you just never know until you try. If you do extensive research and find out questions, ask questions, find out facts, you might get the help that you need. They have, let's see. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention this. The deaths amongst Black people suffering from mental health is between age 15 to 24. So it's very bad in that age bracket. People die to, unfortunately, mental health issues. So yeah, we talked about support groups. Okay, this place called Better Health is an online counseling session. And no, I am not have a paid sponsorship for them. I just saw that you fill out a couple of questions, just a few, not a lot, not a 30 or whatever. There's a couple of questions. They match the therapist that's right for you. If you want them to be the same gender, same rationality, whatever, they match who's right for you, and you can start your therapy that way. It's completely online. You don't have to go in person. If people have a fear of going in person, meeting the therapist too, you don't have to do any of that. You can just go right on to online, book a session. Also, you can also go to ebony.com/black-mental-health-resources. They have mental health help and resources too. And I'm going to list all of these in my in my description link below also. So you guys don't have to worry about jotting all of this down. These links will be completely available. I try to put them in there earlier, but I was having some live issues. I don't know why I was having issues, but never fear. I got to the root of the problem and I succeeded, just like you guys are going to do, whoever is experiencing mental health watching this video and need just that little bit of help to get through, to get by and by, because we want you to be better. Black people, we got to do better, okay? Latino people, we got to do better. Y'all got to do better. I'm not Latino. As a whole, every race, white people, do better. Get your mental health. Asian, Indian, Pacific Islander, whatever your nationality is, mental health is not nothing to play with. It's too many things going on in the world. It's too many things that can bring somebody down. Work stress, children, gender identity issues, loss of job, just different things, family, post-trauma, parents, friends, loneliness, feeling alone. Nobody has to do things alone. Being alone is not a good way to feel, to be. And I want and encourage everybody to get help. This is a channel that is dedicated to promoting help, a better quality of life, better encouragement, motivation, happiness, living life to the fullest potential. So this video is extremely necessary. And I needed to do this today so that I can make sure that I am voicing, you hear my voice and getting the best help that you can and treatment, and letting you know the stigmas are not true. They're lies. They're lies. You don't need to believe them, because those lies you need to leave them behind. There are people, there is help for you. So I just wanted to say that and to let you guys know that there is help. Again, I will list my links below of all the different resources that I can do to help you with some counseling. And I just hope everyone gets the help that they need. Make sure if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, Miss Tiff Dance. Follow me on Instagram, Tiffany Cuts the Pain, TIFFANI, Cuts the Pain. I also have a book called Diamond Cut the Pain, How to Shine Like a Diamond, which you can purchase in my description link below, which is talking about transformation, helping with grief, pain, and things of that nature. I also have a motivational CD, The Pain, the Pen, the Poet, that I would like you guys to also purchase if you're interested. And it's a therapy through song, poetry, and, basically a rhyme versations, as I like to call them, which it talks about in the CD. But that's it for now. You guys got to check out my live stream. It's been a minute. I miss being on here. I wish all of you the best. Stay strong, stay mentally healthy, get the help that you need. It's all about you. Forget everybody else, because they do not matter. Do what's right for you. And you're not weak. You're strong. I believe in you. Just believe in yourself. And until next time, I will see you on the next live. Bye.